Let's talk football then. In case, just along the lines you're talking about with Myles Garrett, is he the next Hall of Famer to play the bulk of his career with the Cleveland Browns? I mean, Joe Thomas obviously coming up next, but is he on the way?
Yeah, I mean, as far as homegrown products go, I mean, certainly Joe Thomas, and then you would think Myles, provided Myles stays healthy and stays out of suspension trouble. Because listen, I'm trying to be fair. I'm really happy for the player. I'm happy for the man that he got the money that he did, and the Browns are obviously thrilled to lock him up. For the years that they did, but I'm still a little bit hacked off about last year and the fact that the suspension did cost the Browns. I wouldn't say it cost. I couldn't guarantee that it cost them a playoff spot or anything like that, but that's something where he really hurt his team, and so I hope he comes back this year with a vengeance. But if he stays healthy and stays out of suspension trouble, he figures to be on a Hall of Fame track.
All right, you hear things. You hear the term due diligence all the time. My guess is the Browns were obviously totally convinced that he was going to be okay that way, and that was just one false step on a bad day and a bad decision on his part. But I don't think the Browns go to that kind of money, that length of a deal, unless they're absolutely positive what they were getting in return.
Right, and the great Dan Lobby, who covers the Browns for cleveland.com, the plain dealer, alongside Mary Kay and others. Dan had written that this contract is more about what the Browns expected or plan on seeing from Myles Garrett in the future over what he has produced so far, and not as opposed to like rewarding him for what he has done. It's more like projecting what he's going to do, and you can see why, because he is a physical freak. He's got all the intangibles and all the tangibles and intangibles that you want from an edge rusher. So I think the Browns are, I think they locked up a terrific player for sure.
Well, Gary Davenport of the Bleacher Report said that if Garrett's head is 100% in the game, it could set up for a monster season. Cleveland's front line is loaded with talent, and so is Garrett. And in 2020, it'll be all coming together. Garrett will break the franchise record of 14 sacks to challenge the NFL record of 22 and a half and win the Defensive Player of the Year award that he covets. So Myles Garrett getting the accolades from Gary Davenport. As far as the career sacks are concerned, let's take a look at him. In his first 3 years, he had 7 sacks in year 1, 2017, in 11 games and 0.64 sacks per game. Moved it up the next year to 13.5 sacks and 0.84 sacks per game. And in 19, he had 10 sacks in 10 games. He, of course, missed 6 of the games, and even 1 sack per game. I expect, D-Man, I think you and I both expect big numbers for Myles Garrett this year.
Of course we do, but Les, I'll say this, far from me to dump on anyone who's praising the Browns, but I would ask Mr. Davenport to pump the brakes just a bit on Defensive Player of the Year, given that Aaron Donald is still in the league. I think as long as Donald's in the league, it's going to be a tough ask. But why can't Myles Garrett, I suppose, aspire to that height?